Let me just read
Okay.
a bit of
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
a bit of what he wrote on Truth Social.
Mm-hmm.
As everyone is aware, this is President elect, thousands of people are pouring through Mexico and Canada, bringing crime and drugs at levels never seen before. Right now, a caravan the caravan is back, coming from Mexico, composed of thousands of people, seem to be unstoppable in its quest to come through our currently open border. Mind you, if you would have not stopped that immigration bill that you torpedoed, this might have been different, but que sera, sera. I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all in caps, products coming into the United States. He babbles more about open borders, about drugs. It's time for them to pay a very big price.
Except it's not they, them that's paying. It's you,
It's
bitch.
you. Say it again, Reese. Say it again.
It's
I like that.
not they, them that's paying the tariffs. It's you, bitch. I could be a millionaire. If I would have came up with this shit 6 weeks ago, I could have been a millionaire. Huh. I'm gonna put that on a
That
t-shirt.
is good.
It's not they, them that's paying. It's you, bitch. You recording this, right? I'm gonna have to put that on
I'm
social media.
recording this one.
Okay, let's put that on. Let's clip that.
We're going to put this up expeditiously.
Expeditiously before
That is
somebody steal
good.
it. Because you know you're gonna hear it on the Breakfast Club or something, like they came up with it. Yes, honey. But to be clear, it's not they, them that are gonna be paying. It's you. And that's where this shit motherfucking blows my mind. Because they have used weaponized this has been the most successful disinformation propaganda campaign that has convinced 70 something million Americans and the tens of millions of people who don't vote anyway, and then the 8 million people, whatever it's down to now, that didn't vote, who voted for Biden last time, to cut off their nose, to spite their face. It's not they, them, it's you that's paying. It's not the corporations. It's not Mexico. It's not Canada. And the other point, I remember what the other point was, manufacturing has gone up in the United States under Biden Harris.
Record numbers.
Record
Record
number.
numbers. Increase of manufacturing. Yeah.
Yeah. And you want to know why? Because here's the way that advanced industrialized societies work. When you become an advanced industrialized society, you spend less time on things like picking fruit and other things like that. And you spend more time and you spend more resources on high-tech things like chips manufacturing. That's what the CHIPS Act did, is manufacturing chips in the United States because there was a supply chain issue with it being overseas. And so we want to be the country that is producing the more advanced things and exporting those throughout the world and using those and being self-reliant as a country. And then where we can bring in low cost goods and have other people deal with the shit, that's more beneficial to us as a society. That's the bargain that we've made. That's how this capitalist shit fucking works. So now, just for no other, because let me tell you, he's not talking about bringing more jobs. This is not we're gonna have a 15,000 more jobs in America as a result. We're gonna have 15 million. We're gonna have a jobs boom. We're at practically full employment right now. It's hard to get people to do shit, even with AI and all that kind of shit. People got jobs. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. So he's not even promising more jobs for you. He can't lie and say that this is going to reduce your price. I don't even think he's making that claim. He's just saying that we're going to stop these things, which, by the way, the Biden Harris administration has been stopping. By the way, they have been doing that already. So it's a non-issue, or it's a minimal issue that he, to Clay's point, has obstructed more progress on. So all of that is the reason why you're going to fucking pay more on your grocery bills. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That is so fucking stupid for people who were, well, everything has gone up. Yeah, everything went up, bitch. And it's going to go up even more. Thanks. Thank you for that. And people still going to come across the border. So now what?
this could really result in a recession in 2025, which the Biden-Harris administration happened to see to it didn't happen.
Yep.
Uh,
Against all
so,
odds, all predictions.
so mark this day, November 26th. I hope we are not in a recession, but I just can't see how this is going to help our economy. This could really hurt the American people. Really hurt the American people. And, economists warned us this was a horrible idea. Now, hopefully he won't be able to get it done, but if he does, it'll hurt. That's why I say I can't, I don't believe this bullshit that it was all about the economy. Because his only economic plan was tariffs. And if you know basic middle school, you would know that putting a 25% tariff was not going to boom the economy.
And but so much of it is such bullshit, and how the fucking media talks about, oh, populist this, populist that, when referring
Populist.
to Republicans,
Populism.
and then they refer to Democrats as though they're the party of the celebrity. So
Of the elite.
Democrats are the celebrity party, and they paraded out all of these celebrities, and the Republicans are the populist party, when he had fucking Elon Musk as his co-president, and he has a cabinet full of billionaires who are all stupid, incompetent degenerates. You know what? Some people got to touch the hot stove, and it's unfortunate that everybody else is gonna get burned in the process. But when people tell you what they're gonna do, and instead of you, oh, y'all just anti-Trump, y'all just Democratic shields. Oh, okay. Well, Democratic shield these motherfucking grocery bills. How about that?
Okay, let's go to a call here. We have someone on the line who supports Trump's tariffs. Michael from Maine, first-time caller. What's up, Michael?
Well, I support the concept of tariffs, not necessarily the way he's laying them out right now. But
okay,
you also, I mean, and I think you would agree with this, that you have to separate his rhetoric from his actions at times. He may be using the blunderbuss language, to try to get people in Canada and Mexico to be more cooperative on what he wants to do for policy. But forgetting that for a moment, before the income tax was put into effect in the United States, what was the most productive way for the government to make money?
Michael. So your first national taxation comes from Abraham Lincoln, but I'm not going to go back to the 19th century. Right now, what Donald Trump wants to do, we already laid it out, are these massive tariffs for Mexico, China, and Canada. Will that help or will that hurt the American people?
It will help in the short term. It will not help in the long run. But
How?
In any case,
How will it help in the short term?
Because it'll change. It will change the policy in these countries to make them more cooperative with us. For example, the Mexicans will be more cooperative on border control, and the Chinese will stop being so aggressive in the Far East and leave the Philippines and Taiwan alone. It's been proven.
You think that with tariffs that will happen with tariffs? I mean, what about the American people, though? Even if you believe that's going to happen, you do know that the price is going to hit to the American people. The price of goods, the price of, again, plastic products, electronics. You do know that's going to happen, right? So if it's all about the economy, how will that help the economy?
It helps the economy by getting jobs and manufacturing back to this country, because you have to couple it with other things. It's not just tariffs. Okay.
I don't see how that will kick the jobs back. I don't see how that will do that. What do you think, Reese?
It's wishful thinking. It's fuzzy math. Isn't that what W used to say? Fuzzy math. The math does not math. The way that you get cooperation from countries on policy is through diplomatic engagement, through economic engagement with the country itself. Tariffs are not part of economic engagement with the country. Tariffs are passed directly on to us. the consumer. So tariffs are used as a mechanism, an economic engine to deter maybe certain kinds of manufacturing over here, to deter certain kind of buying decisions from American companies, but it does not actually deter the behavior of the countries because the countries are not paying for it. We are. And he's not even asserting that what he's trying to do around tariffs on China have anything to do with the Philippines or their aggression. He doesn't give a shit if China's antagonizing the Filipinos or the Philippines. He doesn't give a shit if
he
Russia
barely cares
is
that
bombing
Putin.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he doesn't care about any kind of military aggression from anybody anywhere outside of this goddamn country. He's not even asserting that. So no, I've already laid out how manufacturing has gone up in the United States compared to when Trump, who, by the way, this isn't separating the rhetoric from his actions. I already said it earlier, and I found the exact number. $72 billion in tariffs were imposed that we paid, Americans paid, because of his last tariff policy under his last administration. So this isn't just bluster, and that is the problem. Stand on what you support. Stand on what you voted for. Don't say he's just saying this, but no, he said it. He has a history of doing it with all of his incompetence and all of his stupidity and all the things that he didn't build the wall and Mexico didn't pay for it. He's already done tariffs to the tune of $72 billion that we paid for. So if you don't want to believe what he's saying, that's strange to have supported him. But I'm not going to let anybody get away with saying, well, that's what he said. But no, that's what he said. That's what he plans on doing until he demonstrates otherwise, and stand in it and own it and say, I'm willing to pay more, 25% more on this because I don't want illegals coming in. Stand on that.
And also, the man was already president. The man was already president. Why didn't these epic changes happen with his other tariffs previously? I mean, it's not this man has already been president of the United States. It's like they're acting like he's some new leader.
Yeah, he's not. Oh, this is some new novel concepts. Also, they've already done a lot with Mexico. They have the remain in place policy in Mexico where people can't come up. Mexico, why do Mexico want to keep people from Nicaragua and shit in that country? Why are we in it? You know what I'm saying? So they've already done a lot. Mexico has already taken a lot on the chin, you know, in this whole immigration thing because we haven't fixed our shit over here. But it's just, it's wishful thinking that this stuff is going to have an impact on immigration, that it's going to have an impact on, that's a new one, Chinese aggression. No, it's the only thing that's going to impact is your pocketbook. Now, if that's okay with you, cool.
Michael, are you a wealthy guy? Are you well off?
In Maine, he probably is.
What's wrong with being in Maine, Reese?
No one said.
I said in Maine, you probably are.
You probably are. Maine is a pretty well-off area. Are you a wealthy guy?
I do fine, but there are plenty of impoverished people in my state. That's an ignorant statement. I'm asking
about you, and Maine does not have a high poverty rate. I'm asking about you because I'm wondering if you would be impacted by his tariffs, and if you're, maybe that's why you don't think it's a big deal because you may not be impacted. A lot of folks don't care until they are impacted. I was born and raised on welfare. I know what poverty is. So that's why I'm asking. You're not in an area that maybe where you are, your social standing, you wouldn't be impacted by it.
And let's not talk about ignorant because you just sat up here and said a whole bunch of ignorant stuff. I didn't call you ignorant, did I? I just said stand on what he said he's going to do. But go ahead.
When you do tariffs, Adam Smith, the guy who knows economics, said if you're going to do tariffs, you have to have a corresponding drop in income tax as well, so that the people who will be affected by the tariffs will also be able to have more money in their pockets so that you can get through the policy that you're trying to.
Are you talking about Adam Smith from, I hope you're not talking about the guy from, from like the 1700s? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
Michael,
he talked.
He died like in 1790. I mean, this is not an equivalent. And Donald Trump is not going to lower the taxes on the average working class person. I know because of his tax bill, his tax plan. I've never paid more in taxes in
Oh
my
my
life.
God, I got killed by it. Oh,
And he also capped write-offs. So, brother, I know you're trying to go to a certain time, a certain place, but he's not going to go to that. He's only worried about the rich, and maybe you're one of the rich, so it doesn't bother you. But hey, que sera, sera.
I just want people to live in a space of reality, because all of this hypothesizing as opposed to listening to what he said, because we're responding to what he said, not what you want to believe, because you don't want to admit that the impact is going to be what the impact is. Okay. He's not proposing an offsetting tax credit. He's definitely not doing that. Now he wants to give the wealthy the tax credits, but there's no scenario in any economic analysis that has put the tax savings under Donald Trump's plan for the average American at thousands of dollars.